Hey everybody, it is Kevin Henry. We are back with another episode of the DrBicuspid.com podcast, recording live inside the podcast lounge here at the Chicago Dental Society Midwinter meeting. Glad to be joined today by Dr. Scott Keadle. So I know you're here to talk about Balanced Pharma.
Yes, sir.
So tell me what Balanced Pharma is. Let's go.
We're going to make dental injections less painful and faster acting, and we think that's good for dentists. We think that's good for the patients. We think it's good for everybody.
And how are you going to do that?
Well, we've got a product. Let me get my pocket right here.
There you go.
We've got a product just like that.
Okay.
That is a dental anesthetic that has, it's a standard anesthetic that you see there in there, but in there also is a powder. And that powder takes away something that you don't see, and that's the acid that is in every dental anesthetic that's administered. That acid, of course, burns tissue, doesn't feel good. The other thing that it does that people might not know is the acid slows down the onset of the effect.
Okay.
So if you've ever been to the dentist and they numb you and then they walk out of the office and you think maybe they've gone to see their grandkids and then they come back like forever again,
yeah,
that's because of the acid in the anesthetic. So
okay.
When we take it out, it gets rid of that side effect.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I know, anesthetic is something that a lot of dental practices are comfortable with, and this is going to be a little bit of a game changer for them. How do we get them to change their mindset towards something like this?
Honestly, I might not have mentioned I'm a dentist. I was a dentist for over 30 years. I'm not practicing anymore. But when you take this drug, and I've done it and, tried it, it's remarkable. You see an instant, change in how good it is. And so I think just getting it in somebody's hands, whether it's a dentist or a dental hygienist, they're going to instantly see that difference.
So I know you have a spot here on the show floor at Chicago Midwinter. What's your main message you're trying to get out to the dentists who come by to see you?
We mainly want dentists and dental hygienists to know that this product is in development.
Okay.
We're not allowed to sell a product, and this is not a product, just for the record. This is a product in development.
Yeah.
But we want to make them aware of the fact that there could be a product that could help solve a problem that they have.
And where are you at in the funding process right now with this?
In the funding process, we have raised so far almost $4 million.
Nice.
We have over 150 investors that are dentists and dental hygienists. We're very proud of that we're sort of founded by dentists and for dentists and dental hygienists. Cool. And very proud of that.
So you have dentists and hygienists who have invested in this. Are you still looking for other investors, or where are you?
We still have a narrow window of opportunity for dentists and dental hygienists to invest, the smaller amounts of money, but we're very close to a very large investment from institutional investors.
Nice. And what kind of timeline are you looking at for this to be available to the general public?
We hope to have a drug available for dentists and dental hygienists within 33 months if we do everything right.
Wow.
Nobody ever does everything right, so it'll be sometime after 33 months.
So you've had this idea, and obviously it's a slow process to actually bring it to market.
Right.
How have you kind of kept patient with that process and what's to come and being excited about it? If you're going to be a founder of a startup, yeah,
you have to be patient. I would say that to anybody that's listening that wants to be a founder.
That's good advice.
Nothing happens instantly. Nothing happens without a lot of hard work. I sort of expected it. I was ready for it. But yeah, 2 years into this, it takes a little bit of patience, and you just have to have some. But you have to, I have confidence that we're gonna achieve what we want to achieve. So it gets me out of bed every morning.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
We're here at the Chicago Midwinter meeting. Dr. Scott Keadle, the founder and CEO of Balanced Pharma. Dr. Keadle, I got to ask you, back to the money part of this.
Sure.
Whenever you go to an investor and you kind of talk to them about your vision, is that one of the things that really gets you out of bed in the morning? Is just kind of where you see this going?
Yeah, I mean, I view everybody. I've always said this. I've always viewed everybody that I interact with as my customer.
Okay.
First of all, my customers are my customers, but then my vendors, my staff, everybody that I interact with, my investors, I feel like they're customers. So I have to add value to them, and that's what I want to do. So in terms of investors, we think we can add a lot of value to their investment, and it does get me excited. I mean, because we've got some investors that I know what a big difference this is going to make for them.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
And, that makes you smile. Yeah.
You and I have been in the business long enough. We've seen how things have come into be game changers in this industry. Is this really what you see as this?
Oh, non-latex gloves, rotary endodontic files, vinyl polysiloxane impression material, CAD cam, right?
Yeah.
CBCT, all these things were revolutionary.
Yeah.
And this, I feel like, will change the two generic drugs, articaine and lidocaine. I think it's going to change them over. I don't know why anyone would use one of the old generics when this is going to be available. So yeah, I mean, it's and when you tell a parent that their child is going to have less pain,
yeah,
right, or that a child can spend less time in a dental chair, or even tell a busy businesswoman, you know what, instead of being here for an hour, I'm going to have you here for 40 minutes.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
That's huge.
Absolutely.
Right? And so that's what you want to be is a hero to your patients, and we're going to try to help you do that.
And there's so many people that I talk to who are founders or CEOs, and it's because they think about their own family being in the chair and this being a benefit to them somewhere down the road.
Yeah. I have given right at 40,000 dental shots, okay, right? And even from a dentist perspective, you don't like giving those shots because they're gonna have some amount of discomfort for the patient. Sometimes it's almost none, and sometimes it's more than you want. But it raises the blood pressure just for a dentist, and so you have empathy with those patients, and that's something that when you can not do that, right? You can hurt them less. That's a huge deal. Yeah, and yeah, again, I've been the victim of a few dental injections myself, and so I know what they're feeling. And yeah, same for my family or my friends. Yeah.
During that funding round, was that one of the biggest things that you talked to potential and current investors about? Is the game changing and how it's going to impact not just our industry but our patients as well?
Yeah, I think a lot of our investors are sort of, I'm going to call them impact investors that you've heard of, right? And in the sense that, yeah, do they want a great return on their money? Of course they do.
Sure.
But are they also investing in something that makes people feel better, makes a fearful dental patient more likely to go to the dentist?
Yeah.
Right? And makes a kid perhaps that was going to be in pain not so much or less so. And so I do think that there's quite a bit of that. People that are investing not just to make money, but also to try to help society in general. Yeah.
And again, just make sure you're still looking for investors. You're still looking for people to come in, possibly, correct?
We are for a limited amount of time. We're still taking investors from colleagues because that shows those institutionals just how much support we have from the dental community, and it's been tremendous. Yeah.
So let people know, where can they learn more? Where can they get in touch with you? How's the best way for any of our listeners to get next steps?
I think you could just type Balanced Pharma into a Google search, okay, and our website's going to come up, and I think there's an investor tab or something like that. It's pretty easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll obviously make sure it's in the show notes and make sure that we are pushing people your way, because I know if this is going to be a game changer, people are going to want to know about it.
Yeah. It's really been wonderful being at the show and seeing the amount of support that we're getting and the amount of people who are excited about this. We'd love to even, perhaps get into a strategic partnership with some of the wonderful brands that are here and manufacturers.
Yeah.
We're talking to those folks. They're all excited about it too. Obviously, the distributors are interested in distributing this product when we get it to market. And it's been an overwhelming, wonderful time here at the show.
Which has to make you feel pretty good, honestly.
Yeah, no, I don't like to travel, but I love being here. Yeah.
Well, we're glad you were here. Thanks for spending some time
so
with me
much
today. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Good to see you.
And we'll be back soon with another episode of the DrByCuspid.com podcast here from the Chicago Midwinter meeting.